everyone should be able to hear me. Um, everyone should be able to hear me. Oh, there's 2 viewers. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. In the chat, please let me know if you can hear me okay, or if it's too loud or anything like that. Um, yeah, like the title says, we are definitely. Oh, it's No Holds Barred I was gonna say No Holds Barred Network rather than No Holds Barred Wrestling rather than No Holds Barred Network. Um, cool. And of course, Robert is here. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. You guys can hear me pretty well. Uh, wow. Just an overwhelming BTE episode 200 just wrapped up. This is the first time that I got super passionate about being the elite. I never took any notes of on being the elite, and hopefully it doesn't. These are my notes. So, oh my god, I'm so bad with angles and stuff like that. But as you can see, I actually did take notes during the match. I figured that the match was a must see match. I never really thought of, ever thinking Matt and Nick will ever wrestle. Well, fight each other one on one. I never really thought that until they introduced the idea of what if that could happen. Um, but to give you a little bit more perspective of like what I do is that this whole entire Poison Ivy book, it's amazing it's not really like blurred out with my green screen and stuff. But I'm gonna try the best that I can. This is like story time, guys. Um, all of this here are all my wrestling notes and ideas and stuff like that that I try to put into place with the Square Circle podcast and what to do with this. And like when I do my podcast, when I talk about AEW Dynamite, I kind of remind myself that, hey, this is what happened in this match and this is how the match went. So that's what all this is here for. Um, cool. Uh, I honestly thought they weren't just gonna jump right into the match of Matt versus Nick, and I was not expecting it the way that it went down. I just wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting the probably like 2.5 um, throwbacks that they did for WWE mentions, and we all know that Twitter is gonna rip them apart for why can AEW be AEW? Why they always have to you know, ride on WWE and talk shit about WWE or do this or do that. Everyone needs to remember that we're all wrestling fans, and no matter what we watched growing up, we're still always going to be fans of the business. Like, let AEW take shots at WWE. Let WWE take shots at AEW. It only creates a better environment, a better competition. But at the end of the day, we got into this business because we fell in love with something. And we got into this business because we fell in love with the idea of doing these crazy entertainment moves and these crazy stories and stuff like that. So they pay tribute to, I'm saying 2.5 days because it's probably like maybe three in whole. No, probably 2.5. I will probably correct myself a little bit later. But um, it was really like an emotional ride. This was a falls count anywhere match. I really think that they missed out on the ring. Like I was thinking it was gonna start off in the ring and then go around Nick's house and stuff like that, but it was just all, you know, Nick and Matt wrestling anywhere they wanted to, which is kind of a little scary for me because I was like, they could easily get hurt, but this was the epitome of backyard wrestling at its finest. But obviously, they've been professionals for so many years that it doesn't look like a backyard wrestling match. I have seen a really horrible, wait, backyard wrestling match or a secret location match this past week, which was horrible. Maybe I should have the word view it so that way you guys could know my pain. It was really bad. Um, I guess I'll just do my usual. I didn't even introduce. myself at all? No, I just got straight into it because I got super happy that people are here listening to me in the chat. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live Square Circle podcast on twitch.tv. This is where I talk about professional wrestling, and I'm just going over the completed episode of Being the Elite, episode 200. And this is how the match started off. These are my notes, and if for people that did not get a chance to watch this live, you guys will be able to watch this on YouTube and also hear it on my Anchor podcast as well. I'm just all over the place, so bear with me. This was amazing. I hyped myself up so much for this episode. This is like the most hype I ever got myself hyped for anything else in the world. Don't know what's wrong with me. It's kind of funny how Matt comes out and then Nick does a sneak attack, jumping off of the I put balcony in my notes, but jumping off of the barricade, which he lands on Matt to try to get a quick count there, but that doesn't work. They're fighting on the tennis courts where Matt had thrown Nick against the tennis net, but Nick is very agile, so he just jumps over it, and then Matt launches himself into like a cannonball spin to like hit Nick, which I thought was really great acrobatics without like ring ropes to do all that kind of stuff. So just the sheer will of using, your legs and the importance of not skipping leg day. Because I don't know if anyone would actually be able to do it if they skip leg day. So give me one quick thing here. I would like others to join on YouTube from Twitter to hear, you know. Um, this is so annoying. There we go. Okay, that's um. Okay. Um, there was the sliced bread attempt that Matt had did, but Nick had blocked it, and then it wasn't technically a super kick; it was just a mule kick. But we're just gonna say, "Hey, Vortex, what's up?" But we're just gonna say that it was the first super kick of the match, even though it was a mule kick. Um, Nick does that moonsault, which looked really, really good. And then Nick does some clubbing axe handles to the back of Matt because Nick really wants to work on Matt's back. As they go up the stairs, Matt had taken over. I guess he had hit him in the stomach. I was oh, thank you for hosting me, Vortex. Vortex, you're the best. Um, I'm guessing when they went up the stairs, Matt had probably hit him in the stomach for that, and then while they're battling out up there, Matt does a back body drop to Nick. I'm good, Vortex. I'm just like super excited after watching Being the Elite episode 200. Um, I know you don't know anything about wrestling, but here you are. You're gonna be learning about wrestling soon. But yeah, I'm just going over it for Being the Elite 200. That's all it is. I really love that you're here. Oh, the funny part is that they used the golf court. Luckily, no one was injured when Nick backed up into the wrong way. I thought that was like hilarious. And then obviously Matt and Nick are fighting within the golf court. I thought it was really gonna crash. Like it was. I thought it was gonna be like a really bad spot, but it was a little fun to get from point A to point B, even though that was like what, 3 seconds. And there I go babbling. They start fighting in the gym. There's a lot of counter moves and stuff like that. There's that snap power slam that Matt does to Nick on the floor. Nick kicks out at 2, and then Matt does a fake out. Nick blocks, thinking that Matt's gonna punch him, but instead Matt takes control and does a DDT on Nick onto the floor. Thought he could get a pin that way, but that didn't work. So there was a bunch of quick pins until Matt did a what looked like to be a deadlift German suplex onto Nick. Again, no 3 count there. These guys were really trying to do very fast moves that would take the win out of you and then try to get the 1, 2, 3. Obviously didn't work. Um, there was a bunch of chop furies. Oh my god, chop flurries. Uh, notably, Nick hitting Matt's chest a mile a minute. Uh, and then to stop all that, Matt does a quick suplex to Nick, which was very effective. And then apparently, I didn't count it because I was too busy writing down notes. Uh, Matt was doing his signature Northern Light suplex. Apparently, there was 5 of them, as you can hear. Nick count it off and say it. Chop Furries would be a great name for a cheesy action film. Oh my god, that's like going back to the 90s and reading some weird movie names and stuff. But yeah. If you want to write the script, Robert, you can write the script for that. And then like book us to like play characters and stuff and be like, it's Chop Furies. I don't know. That's fun. Um yeah, so after Matt does the 5 Northern Light suplex, uh Nick stops it and then does a running DDT, which again looked nice. I found it kind of interesting that Nick would say, "My house, my rules," and I'm just like, they act like there's been an underlining like animosity between them two brewing for so long. Like it felt authentic when you know that they're just playing the part of being a heel and being a babyface. Um, it felt real. Like I found it kind of a little unsettling that Nick would be like, "This is my house, my rules." I totally get it. Like if we were at his house for like dinner or something, or being invited over to a party, obviously it's your house, it's your rules, you'll be respected. But to say that during a match that's taking place at your house because it's the match that you wanted, I don't know. Like it felt real, and that's what I appreciate about the Young Bucks. That what they do, it's fucking real. You feel it. You get emotional. Um, Nick threw dirt in Matt's face. Matt was like, "Are you serious? Throwing dirt in my face? Like, why? Why is this happening?" And then a super kick, um, which Cody was right about. How the match was gonna go. Nick does a super kick. Matt does a super kick. Nick does a super kick, and then Matt does a super kick as well. Cody Rhodes got it all right. And then Nick put Matt on the table, only for Nick to climb up to the top part of the deck to do a swanton bomb onto Matt, thinking he's going to get the victory. But then again, um, I was going to say that Nick is no Jeff Hardy, but then again, the swanton dive was never really like a finisher move where like no one kicked out of. For example, like how Hogan has the leg drop. If Hogan does a leg drop, you don't kick out of it. Um, John Cena with the F5, you don't kick out of it. No, not F5, the AA. Okay, my brain is going way too fast. I can't believe I messed that up. It's going way too fast. Let me get back to my notes. I'm just like super happy. Super, super happy that this aired and this was really, really great. Um, so after that, this is the one part where I was like, they're taking it way too far. And I usually never um, think like that in professional wrestling. I never say that out loud sometimes. I take everything that professional wrestling does with a grain of salt. Like, I know that everyone is safe, but did you see that Nick was trying to drown his brother? Like, you feel like you're friends with the Young Bucks on the outside because if you watch their whole entire career, if you study their whole entire career, if you Vortex, I'm gonna have to send you the video of this whole entire match. Um, but it was for like what, 5 seconds that Nick tried to drown Matt, which I don't think I'm ever gonna let that go. But you honestly feel like you're friends with the Young Bucks because you're watching from the outside. You get the chances to go meet these guys. You get the chances to go tell these guys your story, and like they're super cool to meet. I enjoy meeting them at the big event. You know, told them a bunch of stuff. Um, they were all like, they were all cool with it and whatnot. So, oh my God, can you, you know, give me a second here. Why is my phone? Uh, I'm probably gonna start from the beginning anyway. Okay, this is live, so anything goes. So, like I was saying, when you meet the Young Bucks live in person, are awesome people. They listen to you. You have a great conversation with them. You get to know them a little bit more. When you watch Being the Elite, you get to know them a little bit more. When you text them via community, which works, you feel like you're connected with them a little bit more. Like I recently texted them about pre-ordering their book, Killing the Business, off of Amazon, and I got thanked by Matt. He was like, "Well, thank you so much." And I pre-ordered the book because I really want to read it, and I want them on a podcast. Like I really want to interview them on the book, questions that they may have never been asked before, and just dig into their past a little bit more. And that's about it. But you feel like you know them. So the moment that you watch Nick try to drown Matt, like if I was there, even though I know that they're taping and I know that they're safe and that they're not really going to kill each other, I was going to kick Nick off of him. I was really going to just kick Nick and just mess up the whole video. And I'm going to be like, I'm so sorry. We got to take that over again. Only because I felt so strongly of like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing that. Like, that's not what you were supposed to do anyway. Like, why the fuck do you want to drown him? Like, I totally get it. Nick wants the whole, I want to feel better. I want to feel 100%. I want to make sure that I'm ready to get back into the ring. But, like, Johnny and brother just to get the 3 count for him to give up is not the right thing to do. You want to say hi to everybody on Twitch? All right, he didn't hear me. When family members come from the outside. Uh, so yeah, so that's what happened. I would really have kicked him off his brother, but luckily it was only like what, 3 seconds, 5 seconds tops. Nick comes, no, sorry. Matt comes back up, spits the water in his face. It's one of those moments when you realize their characters are not just heel face. I know. That's what I felt too. I felt like this was a little bit more deeper. Like there's something there at the core of it all, and it's not just a heel face thing. Like everything that Nick was saying up to this point for episode 200, it was felt just like that. But that's a very good observation for that. Um, Aside from that, they are fighting around the pool to where both the guys are on the board of the pool where you make your splashes and everything. And I thought the coolest thing that Matt did was the Canadian destroyer into the pool. And my first thought is, how do you guys not drown by doing such a sudden move? And then all of a sudden, it's like, bam, let's try to do a count. It's funny that the referee had to make a splash into the pool and then do a 1, 2, 3. That was a really good moment. That should be like on the top 10 moments of like being the elite memories when we reach to like episode 300 or something. After all that, I thought it was pretty funny that Nick was all like, calm down, Matt. Matt, calm down, and then ask him, you want to see some magic? And then here comes the Merch Freak song, and we're teleported to WWE back in the 90s, which I don't know off the top of my head what year that was, but I just thought it was pretty funny that we traveled back in time to a WWE moment of the tag team. Hold on, I can't even read it. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. So Robert said the pool section reminded me of that one match Southside did that was a four-way in a leisure center where they referee included actually went into the pool. Did they all like get pushed into the pool, or like did they just all like jump in the pool because it was like let's battle here next? Like that's a maybe they took it from that. You know, who knows? I don't know. Like there's only certain scenes within this match that I know that they took it from some other inspirations, but maybe they took that from Southside and had a inspiration moment from that. So yeah, yeah, they pushed each other into the pool, and the referee came in with them. Oh, that's funny. That's pretty cool. Maybe they took it from that. Melina was involved in that match too, by the way, as was Tegan Knox. Oh wow, interesting. Very interesting. I guess I guess it must have been summer when that happened. So yeah. Other than that, after Nick has said you want to see some magic, we are transported back in time to WWE when we had the tag team of Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. I think throughout the Young Bucks career, they've always been called that, or at least talked about in that regard for that tag team status. Um, as we all know, and for those of you that don't know, the tag team of Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels ended, ended it is not a word, ended um, at the exact same, I guess, prop of the barbershop. Brutus the barber, Beefcake was there, and in order to break up the tag team, that is what they did. The exact thing you saw in Being the Elite 200. Um, Shawn Michaels drives Marty Jannetty through the glass, and that was it. Yes, it was definitely a tribute to that. I marked out inside. I didn't really mark out loud. I was like, oh my god, like, are you guys really going there? Like, I was not expecting that. That's the first thing I wasn't expecting. Actually, I should say second thing I wasn't expecting. The first thing I wasn't expecting was not having a wrestling ring like how they had for the other matches on the other Being the Elite episodes. This one was definitely no ring there, but this is the second one that I was not expecting that to happen. But it was done well. I totally enjoyed it. At first, I thought I was like, did Matt really wear this like back in the day, like really, really back in the day when he first started? But then I realized as they panned out what it was, and it was exactly that. It was a tribute to Marty Jannetty and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. After that, we are transported back to the present time. Um, this is where uh, they are somehow on top of the deck, and uh, Nick comes up with a shovel, and with his I guess devious face, he hits Matt in the back, and that's the start of that part. But Matt gets up from that, and Matt is like, do you really still want this? He doesn't really want to hurt him. He gives Nick some super kicks, and then apparently brings out the shoe that had a lining of thumbtacks on the bottom of it. And this should be a tribute to when they super kicked Candice LeRae, a female wrestler, when they had that intergender match, the Young Bucks versus Joy Ryan and Candice LeRae, and they made her bleed. Um, so that should be for that, which I thought it was pretty fun. I was just like, wow, they actually, you know, going back in time and stuff. Uh, I hate this. Uh, I found the shovel hit hilarious because of, oh my God, because you could blatantly tell he did the shovel hit on the wood and they just hit it using the camera work. Yeah, honestly, when I was watching Being the Elite 200, I think it was my internet. It was unsyncing everything, so everything was a delayed hit, and everything was a delayed sound, and everything was a delayed dialogue. So that was really funny. I got a kick out of freaking Nick's face um, when he came up with the shovel and hit his brother. Like I got a kick out of that. Um, Oh, I'm going way too far ahead. Wow. Okay, let me back it up a little bit. I already spoiled something. But before after the shovel hit, right? This is why I need to like look at my notes cuz I'm not going to, you know. I probably should have my notes like right here. Um Nick then does a power bomb to Matt. After that they go back and forth. Matt got Nick in a power driver and hits the power driver, and then Matt takes out that thumbtack shoe that I was talking about earlier that he used on Candice LeRae during that intergender match, and Matt puts it on and does a super kick to Nick. All right, so hold on, let me read my comments. Uh, I feel like they deliberately made the editing on. Oh my god. Uh, I feel like they made deliver. I feel like they deliberately made the editing on the whole match a bit janky for comedy value, kind of like the early broken Matt Hardy stuff in TNA. Yeah, there were some weird parts about the editing and stuff like that. I do have to agree with that. But it just made it feel like this is how Being the Elite episode would go. Maybe they filmed so much that they really couldn't put it in the final edit, and then some stuff was bad, and it's kind of hard to try to retake certain stuff. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My phone is going off the hook for no reason. Um, because now they're tweeting out, what does everyone think? Um, my phone is not even charging. All right. And this is live, so I can't really edit this part out. Um, Maybe I will re-listen to everything and do it. But so yeah, I think that they had a lot of stuff to edit down to, and then like if they do certain moves and didn't take it right, you don't want to constantly keep doing the same move over and over and over again. It would have been cool if this was like done in one take. Like if it was done in one take, they would have been like YouTube gods. That's I'm saying that right now. If Being the Elite episode 200 was done in one take rather than doing this, doing that, then editing and putting it together for the final cut for all of us to watch at two, um, they would have been YouTube gods at that point. Um, so aside from that, this is the third tribute to WWE. Is WrestleMania when Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels wrestled, and that was Ric Flair's retiring match. And that one scene gets everybody every single time where Shawn Michaels is at the corner. He's getting ready to do the super kick, which he which we all call it, and he calls it the sweet chin music. He's getting ready to do it in the corner, and Ric Flair gets up, has his dukes up, but he's already tired, and he knows it's coming. He knows that this is going to be the final um, nail, and that he's not going to kick out of this. Shawn Michaels mouths the phrase "I love you," runs, super kicks Ric Flair. That's it. 1, 2, 3. The Young Bucks pay homage to this by Matt doing it to his little brother, and I thought that was really, really. I don't want to say the word cute, but that was really great. And then after Matt does that to Nick, Nick is on top of safety stuff because Matt flies off and does an elbow drop onto Nick, and then Matt gets the 1, 2, 3. And that is how the match between Matt versus Nick ends. Matt Jackson picks up the victory. He was not my pick. And if he hears this, I hope we can still be friends. But he was not my pick. Nick was my pick. I think that Nick needed it to prove himself, but he felt better after the match. So I guess win-win for both brothers, and stuff like that. So it was a very emotional match. Start to finish, I was not expecting what they were doing. I was not expecting the WWE tributes. And for anybody that, wants to be annoyed that, again, AEW is referencing WWE, we're all fans at the end of the day. We did not come into this business to love it, to only be like one-sided and completely one-sided. There's wrestling and there's art and there's emotional stories within everything that wrestling does. So to try to tell people that you should not be making tributes to another company, or making fun of another company, or making jokes about another company, grow up. Everybody makes fun of everything. It's all in good fun until someone gets hurt. It's always the until stuff and the but stuff. But so far, no harm, no foul has been done whenever AEW takes a shot at WWE. Plus, anyway, these guys grew up on the product. So if you grow up on the product, what are you going to do? You're going to imitate everything. You're going to redo everything. Maybe put a twist to it, but you're going to redo everything because history repeats itself. So why not give them the benefit of the doubt and give them 100% of the credit to make something that people are afraid to make, and people are afraid to be bold enough to talk about, and people are afraid to just have fun. It was fun. Being the elite is fun. That's all it is. They are goofballs. They, sometimes they're a little more um, opening and transparent with people. It just depends on what they're trying to do for the episode. But like everything was super fun. I enjoyed the episode so much. And then they did the montage video of all the episodes, and I tweeted out, "I'm not crying, you're crying," and that was super emotional.